What's up, everyone? Champ, it's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC Fight Night Vancouver. Reinier the Ritter versus Brenden Allen. Excited for this card. A lot of bangers throughout, and there's a lot of betting spots I like on this card. I'm doing this pretty early, so I'm not necessarily done like the most tape on some of these fights, to be honest. But I definitely have opinions, and there are fights I've like really delved into, and like I know there's spots I love. So we'll be getting to that. And since I'm doing this pretty early, because I'm like busy, like I'm not gonna be able to do it one next week. Just doing it early at a time. If I make any changes, predictions, or I have to update one, because there's one fight in particular I'm honestly have not really looked much into at all, and I don't really have much of an opinion on. So I'll be sure to make a comment saying like my thoughts on it. So let's get into it. And since again I'm ahead of time, no card to go back into looking at, so let's just get into it. So the first fight on the card, Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. I like this fight for Charles Jourdain, to be honest. I think this goes to decision. Davy Grant's a tough guy, but I think he's great at this weight class, and he presents a lot of problems for Davy Grant that I think he hasn't really been facing as of late, to be honest. So I think like the size is a big thing. I think he's going to be able to do a good job at like maintaining distance and knowing what he's got to do to like keep the distance and like not let Davy Grant get his game off, right? I thought he looked incredible against Hunter. Oh my God, Victor Henry, not Hunter Henry. Oh my goodness. I think this is like a good spot for him. I think he's going to be able to outwork Davy Grant. I don't expect Davy Grant to be getting takedowns. This is going to be a fight Charles Jourdain wants. It's in Canada. I think they kind of did this on the purpose. Younger guy. He's still so young, which is pretty ridiculous. He's been in the UFC for so long. I've always been a big fan of Charles Jourdain, and I think he's going to win this fight. I probably like him. And honestly, at the odds, I'm in. I'm in for the bet. So, yep, give me Charles Jourdain all day. It should be a good competitive fight, which is why the odds are like evens, but do expect the Jourdain win. Kyle Prepelic versus Drew Dober. They made this fight so that Drew Dober can take Dustin Poirier's KO record. So he's getting the KO record here. Prepelic doesn't really have much to offer, in my opinion. I think Drew Dober, as long as he isn't washed, which I mean maybe he is, there should be a KO all day, every single day. No question about it to me. Like Prepper, like I don't think it's UFC level, if I'm being honest with myself. Like I think Drew Dober, even if he is washed, should still get a KO. Like still super early, so there's no props on this now, but KO, it's gonna be disgusting, but that's gonna be how he wins. It's not gonna be probably submission. He's gonna be trying to get that KO record from Dustin Poirier, and I think he's gonna get it here. So not Dustin. Oh my God, Drew Dober all day, in my opinion. Melissa Croden versus Thainara Lisboa. Okay, this is the fight where I was like, I honestly have no idea. Like, I've not really looked much into it. I'm gonna go with Croden because she's the Canadian. That's terrible logic. I get that. But it's not only that because man, Thainara Lisboa, terrible. She looked awful against Luana Santos last time, and it's like that layoff she had in this time, like about 2 years. It was not about 2 years. What am I talking about? It was going to be like, it was like a year and something. A pretty ridiculous amount of time of layoff. But how she came back, she doesn't look good. She didn't look good at all. I don't know if Croden's like any good at all, to be honest. I need to like look back at like what she's done, because like I don't remember these fights. I've definitely watched one of these LFA fights, but I just can't. I honestly don't know. So in the comments, you'll see me at some point, probably on fight week of this card. I'll probably be saying my thoughts on this fight and like going into more details. But as of now, I guess I'm going Croden, but like no bet on this one for me. I don't even think there's like odds for this right now currently. So yeah, I guess I'm going Croden, but because of how bad Lisboa looked last time. Bruno Silva versus Hyun-Sung Park. Give me Hyun-Sung Park. I think this is like a right spot for him. How I think he finishes, if he does finish, I can see a decision. I can see sub. He doesn't. Bruno Silva's a tough guy. I'm gonna go decision. I think Bruno Silva's a really tough guy, and Hyun-Sung Park is just better. Hyun-Sung Park got a really big random step up against Tatsuro Taira when he's supposed to. I forgot who he's supposed to fight. Was it Steve Erceg? It was Steve Erceg, which was a big step up in itself. Hyun-Sung Park, I think, is really good. I think he should win this fight against Bruno Silva. I mean, I will say Hyun-Sung Park's chin is a little scary, like, especially against a guy like Bruno Silva who can maybe even chin him. But I can't lie, Bruno Silva's soul has been taken from him. It's been taken from him from Manel Cap and Joshua Van, especially Cap though. Like, he's not the same guy. I bet on Bruno Silva to beat Van, and he's not the same guy. 100% not. Getting older too. Hyun-Sung Park, I think, is in his prime. I think he's the real deal. I think he's got a lot of hope in this weight class. I think he can do work both on the feet as well as on the ground. I think it's more likely going to be on the ground where he does his good work. I think he should win this fight. The odds get me like I want to back him, but at the same time, it's like a little too much. Where it's like I am a little afraid of him just getting randomly chinned because it's possible with this guy, but he should win this. This I feel like this fight's made to get him a win. So give me Hyun-Sung Park. I do think he wins. Asman Bakoyev versus Yusri Belgaru. I'm still not used to how we say this guy's name. Yusri. Give me Azamat. I'm gonna go with KO2. This guy's Yusri's a big kickboxer. I remember him from his I think he had 2 Dana White Contender Series fight. Yeah, against Tulio. That's where I remember him from as well. Where, I mean, I just think he can get rustled, to be honest. That's why I'm going Bakoyev. I don't think Bakoyev is that great. I think Bakoyev's going to get exposed one of these days, but I don't think this is the fight to do it. I think he's going to be able to get wrestling success, and I think he's going to be able to find a finish because of it. I can see this go to decision as well. That's not absurd. I think it's going to be ground and pound, but I'm not interested in trusting Azamat here. I'm assuming he's going to be at least a 2-1 favorite, if not 3-1. But no thanks. Nothing to do with this guy. I had more takedowns. I'll get into more 6 strikes and more takedowns later, but I think Bakoyev should be able to get takedowns as needed and do some good ground and pound to win the fight. Danny Barlow versus Jordan Santos. Oh my god, I mixed this up. For some reason, I thought this fight was at welterweight. It's at middleweight. But give me Danny Barlow. This dude, Jordan Santos, is awful. I think he's terrible. I picked Ozzy Diaz to beat this guy. I bet him. I wish I bet more, but I didn't bet that much. This guy's terrible. He's not UFC level. I think he should kill this guy. There's no excuse not to. Danny Barlow, his odds are lower now because of recent performances not being as good, like against Nikolai Veretennikov, I believe is this one, and as well as Sam Patterson, obviously, which he got KO'd by. Not great looks, of course, but I mean, Sam Patterson's all right. Veretennikov, not good. He got his hand broken, and it was from Quinlan, which was his first one, his first UFC fight, debut. I'm not sure I was looking at middleweight. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna take a look at his Instagram just real quick out of curiosity, because I'm actually super curious how he's been looking. If he's looking fat or something, I don't know. I don't know which one is Danny Barlow. That's not Danny Barlow. But besides the point, the reason why I like Danny Barlow here. His punch is gonna land on this guy. This guy, Jordan Santos, is not good. I've never thought he was good in the Contender Series. I thought he looked really bad in this fight, even if he won it. I thought he looked really bad. He's just clinching, just a bunch of nothing. Barlow can win off athleticism alone. Land the strike you need. This guy's probably gonna go out, in my opinion. I really do think it's possible. Yeah, give me Danny Barlow to be able to just out athletic this guy. I'm still high on Barlow as a prospect. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think he should do his thing. So Barlow by KO. That's probably going to be disgusting odds. But Barlow should get it done. I think it's a good buy low spot on Barlow if you're asking me. So I'm going to take a look at some like Instagram something real quick, and I'll be right back. I just want to check this. Okay, after looking, he looks like it's in good shape. So I was perplexed because for some reason I thought this was a welterweight fight. Middleweight, we're good. He looks good, and I think I'm assuming the weight covers are too much at welterweight, especially after getting chinned from Sam Patterson. Yeah, I like Barlow as a prospect. I think he should win this fight. Jordan Santos, get rid of this guy from the UFC. He's bad. Stephanie Luciano versus Ravena Oliveira. I like Luciano here. I think Luciano is the truth. I think this girl is really good to compete as well as she did against Sam Hughes. Says a lot to me. Arguably could have won that fight. It was really close. Stephanie Luciano is really good. Oliveira, on the other hand, I'm not impressed from what I've seen. That Lisboa fight's not like anything like crazy. Like I didn't see anything really super great from her. Like sure she won round 3, but like she was down 2 rounds before then. Like getting outstruck, getting out grappled. It's just not great. I've not really been impressed. I don't know what to make of this layoff after that. Like it's basically 2 years. I don't know. Like but I think like maybe she's made some improvements. I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that Luciano is the truth. I really think she's a top 15 level type of girl, or has the potential to be one. And I think don't let that record deceive you of 6-2-1. I mean, I guess that they're both similar records, but she's really good. And losing the Sandpage is no joke. Like the Sandpage is really good. And that was a split decision. Really close. Luciano is really good. Respect to her. Cody Gibson versus Arichi Lang. Give me Arichi Lang. This guy is the Mongolian murderer. I love this guy to death, and that doesn't change what I think. I love him here. I think he wins this fight. In the Raul Rosas fight, he was doing a pretty good job at stopping takedowns. If he stopped like one more takedown, he would have won the fight. Like looking at Cody Gibson's like past few fights where it's like he's kind of lost. Like it's like Miles Johns where he gassed. I mean, he gassed from like getting takedowns, stuff like that, or trying to get takedowns and stuff like that. But I think Richie is going to be able to stop these takedowns. If he can have at least some success with Raul Rosas Jr., I think he can do that against Cody Gibson, who's older. One thing I am considering, and by the way, don't listen to this. This is nonsense. Hold on, I need to check something. I don't think the Tapology has fixed this. I need to check this real quick. I'm not sure if I was doing this tape study with not tape study. You know what I mean? Like, where's Johnny Munoz? I've been doing these videos since this fight happened. Actually, I'll know for sure. Dawson versus... No, definitely not. But something about Arichi Lang is just complete nonsense. 5'7". This is a lie. This is just completely wrong. Let me look up a photo of Arichi Lang versus Johnny Munoz, and I'll pull it up onto the stream real quick. He's literally taller than him. If there's some weigh-in photo, there's no weigh-in photo, but I'll just use this instead. Let me pull it up. Share screen. This one. I mean, if you just look at this, you just see, like, come on. He's bigger than this guy. He's not 5'7". It's a complete farce. Complete farce. So just ignore that 5'7" part. Like, that's just nonsense. Besides the point, back to this. I hope I saved my picks. Oh boy, I don't think I did. It's okay. Besides the point, that's nonsense. I think he's gonna be at least the same height, if not taller. Like that's just the reality of things. And I do know that Arichi Lang hits really hard. I do know they did tests with, I'm not sure if the Chinese PI or just the PI general, and he's like, for his size, he hits the hardest out of anyone. And this was like during a time when Francis Ngannou was in the company. This guy hits hard. So like I'm tempted to go with like KO. Like it's very tempting, but I'll give credit to Cody Gibson and maybe he's like tough enough and stuff like that, but it could happen, and I might end up changing my mind and still going with KO. But Orichi Lang absolutely can get this done. I bet you the finish only bet is going to be a really good look on Orichi Lang because I don't think Cody Gibson is going to be finishing the Mongolian Murderer. I just don't see it. He's a tough guy. I know him getting KO by Zahabi one time, but come on. He didn't get finished by Raul Rosas Jr. Keep that in mind. So, yeah. I like the Mongolian Murderer there. Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frevola. I'm going Kyle Nelson. I think he's going to win this fight. I would go... Oh, my God. It's a lightweight. It's interesting. I'll go decision. I think Frevola will be tough, but... I think Kyle Nelson's a super underrated fighter. I think he's going to be able to have success wrestling. I think he can have some wrestling success. I think he can even strike with Frevola, although I'd prefer him to wrestle. I don't think Frevola is all that great. He's taken so much damage throughout his career now on a losing streak. We're in Canada. So I think Kyle Nelson will be able to make lightweight and fill in pretty well. I think he's going to be able to wrestle Matt Frevola, and that's kind of where I'm leaning. I was surprised to see him at dog odds, so I kind of like it. I honestly like Kyle Nelson here. I think he's going to be able to make the adjustments necessary at lightweight to get the job done. He's a very underrated guy. Like I mean, I picked him against Steve Garcia, and that was very, very disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. But he took him down. I think, if I remember correctly, he took him down. I'll actually just check right now just to be sure, but I'm like quite sure he took him down. Just check real quick. Okay. Yes, he did. He did for sure. I know UFC stats says he got 0. Complete nonsense, because I totally remember this, and like I watched back. He's like he caught his leg and he fell down. That's why. So he does go for takedowns. He's good with top control. I think he can do that, and I think he's probably a better technical striker than Frevola, who does hit hard, but I think I think Kyle Nelson's be able to move around well enough, and I have no problem, to be honest. So yeah, give me Kyle Nelson. Marlon Chito Vera versus Amin Zahabi. I like Zahabi here. I think he wins by decision. I mean, no shock, because Chito is just made of metal. I can understand why people would probably be on Chito, because Chito hits really hard. But like, he's an anti-minute winner. If he doesn't catch Zahabi, which I don't think he will, Zahabi will be fine. He's gonna win a decision. So yeah, I think Zahabi's going to fight a very good technical game plan. Just do what he needs to do and not get hit by Marlon Chito Vera. So, I mean, that's honestly what it comes down to. I trust Zahabi's fight IQ, and I think he's going to be able to get it done. So give me Amin Zahabi. And it'd be really funny if he's like the first guy to KO Marlon Chito Vera. Like, what's it? Mongolian Murderer, like I was talking about earlier. Like no one's KO'd that guy except for Amin, which is hilarious. And it'd be really funny if it was Chito too. So, yeah. I mean, otherwise, like I can understand playing something like finish only Marlon Chito Vera. I think that's not a bad look. And maybe even decision only Amin Zahabi. So I think those are looks to that work out betting wise. Although I bet you they're probably not great betting wise. So yeah. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I have a lot to talk about this one because this is my biggest bet of the card. I have a lot to say about this one. Give me Manon Fiorot. I think she's going to win this dominantly. I think this is a clear spot. Get the money line now before it's disgusting. I know people are like, oh my god, Jasmine's so good. And she is really good. Don't get me wrong. But this is a nightmare matchup for Jasmine. A nightmare matchup for Jasmine. Why? Because Manon Fiorot is the most physical girl in this weight class. People are going to be blinded by the Valentina Shevchenko fight. It's like, oh, she got taken down twice. Like, she got taken down. Valentina is a former 135er. She is pretty big for the weight class herself. And she, not only that, but Valentina has a lot of things on the feet for Manon to take, like, oh, shoot, I got to be aware of. With Jasmine, her whole thing is the wrestling. It's kind of all she got. Like, her boxing is not anything super great, to be honest. That's just the sad part. I just think Manon is just so much better on the feet. Her takedown defense is incredible. She has really, really good takedown defense, and you have to really try to get takedowns. Jasmine's gonna try, but if you're not multi-layered in your MMA game, have multiple things to rely on, it's gonna be tough to take her down. I mean, look at Erin Blanchfield. Like, she's not able to get any takedowns. It's not possible. Well, I mean, there's part of it because Erin wasn't physical. That's different from Jasmine. Jasmine is physical. You have to be fair to Jasmine. But like, let's look at the girls that Jasmine's taking down. Jessica Andrade, 115 girl. Maya Bueno Silva, she is a 135. We're gonna take her down, but she's a jiu-jitsu player. And Menel Furol had no problem. She took her down herself. So nothing to me. Lipsky, not necessarily the most physical girl. Fatima Klein, 115 girl. Cachoeira, I mean, not anyone could take her down. Like, I don't see it. I think it could maybe be something similar to the Tracy Cortez fight, where it's just on the feet the whole time, and Jasmine's getting her face punched a bunch. I know that Jasmine in that fight had like a broken orbital, like first round, so she was diminished. I totally get that, but I think it's going to be something similar because Menel Furol has probably the best takedown defense in all women's MMA. And honestly, that Valentina Shevchenko fight is super close. It could have went to her. It could have been, what was it, 2-3-5 Menel. It could have been, or it could have been obviously 1-4-5 Valentina. I don't think either of the scorecards are crazy wrong. I thought, the round 5. But let's be honest, if she doesn't get dropped in round 4, she's definitely our champion. Menel Furol is really good. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. This girl is the truth. I know this is in Canada, but I think this is just a stylistic nightmare for Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's gonna get kept at range the whole time by a huge bantamweight. Who I mean, I guess Jasmine's not really used to fighting those huge bantamweights, and neither is Menel, to be fair. But I trust her ability to be able to keep the fight on the feet, because she knows what she's doing with everything, like on the feet. Great balance, all that stuff, and she's just more well faceted. She's a good grappler herself, Menel Furol. She can get ups, no problem. She is a really good fighter. I love Menel Furol here. I like that I saw her training at like TriStar with like Ames Hobby and those guys, so that's a good look, I think. Yeah, give me Menel Furol. I think she's gonna win this fight. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. This is a good fight. I'm going to go Mike Malott. I think he's going to win a decision. I trust in his ability, his boxing ability. I think he's a really clean striker, and I think he's going to outstrike Kevin Holland. It's kind of a tough ask, to be honest, because like Kevin Holland's a really good striker himself. So it's like, I'm not like the most confident in that. But Mike Malott is really clean. He gets a lot of flack for no reason. I guess the Magny fight happened to Jake Matthews, so I mean, yeah. But Mike Malott's a really good fighter. You could tell the difference between the Giles fight and the Radke fight, because the Giles fight's like, okay, I just need to win. But Radke fight, he looked incredible. He looked amazing. And I think he can have success with that as well. I think he can have also some success in grappling. And that's kind of gives me the edge to Mike Malott, because I know he's got some grappling behind him, and I think he's more willing to go through the wrestling than Kevin Holland is. And he's in Canada. He's going to feel the power of the crowd. I should say this about Jasmine before I move on. Jasmine does get powered from the crowd. It does scare me. I won't lie. She becomes a different fighter when there's that Canada crowd. But again, styles make fights. But Mike Malott's the same way, and I think Mike Malott, that's going to fuel him. I got to pull for Canada. I think Mike Malott's going to be able to get the win here. I think he's going to win a decision, land the better shots. He's a really good fighter. People got to remember the name Mike Malott. Reinier de Ridder versus Brenden Allen. This is a sick fight. Let me tell you what. I think Brenden Allen wins this fight. I'm going to go decision. I think Reinier will be tough, but I could see a KO. Probably not a submission unless it's like club and sub or like RDR is super tired. But let me tell you why I like Brenden Allen in this fight. I'm going to tell you right now, I would have went with RDR to beat Fluffy. I wouldn't have been super confident in it because like Fluffy's so damn good. But there were things in like Fluffy's game that I recognized before that Fluffy fight with Delidze, where she looked incredible and he looked unstoppable. Where it's like, okay, I know for a fact he's weak to the body. RDR is going to be landing them body shots, and like the sub game, RDR. Like maybe doesn't really matter so much, but it's like the clinch knees are gonna be nasty, and RDR is just huge. Now we got Brenden Allen here. Brenden Allen's a great grappler. People, let's not forget how great of a grappler Brenden Allen is, and his losses to Fluffy. No shame to losing to Fluffy. I was on Brenden Allen there as a +3.5 bet. Loved it. And honestly, he threw that fight away. He absolutely threw that fight away. He should have won that fight. He went for a sub in round 3. Dumb. Brenden Allen is dumb. He is dumb. There's no denying that. At least he's plus money here. That's kind of the difference. Nasruddin Mavov got him down in round 1. And the striking looked really good in that fight, honestly. And that's kind of the point why I like Brenden Allen here against Reinier de Ridder. I don't think he's going to be worried about the grappling. I don't. Like he's gonna know what he has to do to keep himself safe. I think that's the key thing. And on the feet, she's going to light up Reinier de Ridder. And let's not act like Brenden Allen's not a huge middleweight himself, because he is. He is a big middleweight. So I think that plays a factor. I think that body kick is going to pain Reinier de Ridder. He's gonna get that body kick going, and it's gonna be getting to Reinier de Ridder. Brenden Allen's a really good fighter. I don't know why people act like he's a bum. He's not. He's been 5 rounds before. I'm not crazy about him being short notice, but he's still a few weeks of time for him to get ready. It's not like our RDR's like the best pace in a 5 round. I know he looked good against Whitaker. I mean, maybe not. I wouldn't even say he looked good, but he did it well against Whitaker. But like cardio wise, like him and Robert got respect. And I guess like that's kind of RDR's thing. He's trying to get you both tired. I thought the win against Vettori, Allen looked pretty good. Like outstriking Vettori. I think he can absolutely outstrike RDR on the feet. And I think he can maybe even hurt him with a body kick of some sort. Or just being good with the hands. Because, man, Brenden Allen is very underrated. I'm going with Brenden Allen. I think he wins this fight. So, yep. Those are my picks. And I'll definitely be betting on Brenden Allen for sure. I'm going to be like checking those lines to see how that line moves and stuff like that. Because I'm not, because I know a lot of people think RDR is a lock on that fight, and I just don't see it. I just don't see how he is a lock by any means. So let's go through the entire card again, and we're gonna go over 6 strike bets I like, as well as more takedown bets I like on that card. So let's take a look. Jourdain Grant, I'm gonna go 6 strike Jourdain. He's just throws out so much volume. I trust it, but I can see I can't speak. I can understand getting on the side of David Grant there. More takedowns, Jourdain. He has that in this game. If he wants to, he can get to it, especially as a big 145er or no, 135er. He's not big at 145. Big 135er. Even if David Grant goes for takedowns, I think Jourdain will be able to stop the takedown because he's big. Drew Dober, Kyle Prepolek, more takedowns, I guess. Prepolek, I don't really see Drew Dober going for any takedowns here. That'd be kind of crazy. More 6 strikes, Dober. He's going to be landing. Boom, 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 boom. Although I can understand maybe a play on Kyle Prepolek because Dober is hittable. But Dober. I don't know. I don't have essay on this one. It's a pass for me. More takedowns, Hyun-Sung Park. I don't see Bruno Silva going for any takedowns. It depends on the type of fight and how long it goes. I can see Bruno Silva outlanding Park, honestly. He is a really good striker. There's no denying that about Bruno Silva, so I guess I'll say him. Although I can see a world where Hyun-Sung Park maybe gets like ground and pound and just out 6 strikes him with that. But I'll say Bruno Silva because not like Hyun-Sung Park's most volume on the feet. He's more like one shot kind of guy, so yeah. Bakoyev, Usuri. Takedowns, Bakoyev all day. More 6 strikes. I'm gonna go Bakoyev because I think he's gonna take this guy down pretty quickly. So, yeah. He trains with Pereira though, I guess, but whatever. Danny Barlow, Desjordan Santos. I guess takedowns, Desjordan Santos. I don't think Danny Barlow is going for any takedowns here. I'd be shocked if he does. More 6 strikes, Barlow. I think he's just a much better fighter. He's gonna be faster as a former welterweight. It should be Barlow all day. Luciano, Oliveira. Luciano, more 6 strikes. More takedowns. I don't know if either's... Luciano could go for takedown. But I don't expect this fight maybe to be that much of a fight on the ground, I guess. But I don't know. More 6 strikes, Luciano, though. I feel good about that. Cody Gibson and Richie Lang. This one's interesting. I guess more takedowns. Cody Gibson. I don't think Mongolian Murder's probably going for any takedowns. More six strikes is interesting because I'm not sure if Orichi Lang is going to be necessarily be landing that many six strikes. He's just going to be landing the more impactful ones. But Cody Gibson, probably more of a volume guy. So I guess I'll go Cody Gibson, more six strikes. But I am ultimately going with Orichi Lang to win. Dude, I'm also going to go KO. I changed my mind. I think you can get a KO on Cody Gibson. I believe in those Apex. He hits hard for his weight class thing. Sure, why not? Kyle Nelson, Matt Frivola. More takedowns, Nelson. I don't think Frivola's going to be going for many, honestly. More six strikes. I'll go with Nelson, but I'm not super insane about that. I do think Nelson ultimately will have more six strikes. Marlon Chito Vera, Eamon Zahabi. As long as Zahabi doesn't get hurt, six strikes all day. All day. And more takedowns probably Zahabi. I don't think Vera's going to be going for any. I don't really think Zahabi's probably going for any either. But I think Zahabi more six strikes is probably pretty safe unless he gets hurt. If you don't think he gets hurt, it's him all day. If he does, Chito's probably live to get the six strikes. Manon Fiorot, Jasmine Justavicius. This one's interesting. Six strikes, Manon all day. Manon all day. Unless like Jasmine gets like a top position, like lands big. I don't think it's gonna happen at any point in this fight. So I like Manon in the six strikes. Takedowns is interesting because I can see maybe Jasmine like she's gonna have a bunch of takedown attempts, but maybe like she doesn't get any and Manon gets one, and like that be it. So like I wouldn't be shocked at that, but I feel like I'd have to go Jasmine. Like maybe she gets one and then Manon just pops right back up. Kevin Holland, Mike Malott. Mike Malott, more takedowns. I don't think Kevin Holland's going for any takedowns here. And then I'm going to go more six strikes, Mike Malott, because I think he's going to throw more volume and keep distance and not get hurt as much. Like, not get landed on as much, I should say. And then Reinier de Ridder, Brenden Allen. Six strikes, Brenden Allen. I think he's going to light up RDR in the feet. In terms of takedowns, I guess RDR, I don't really think Brenden Allen is going to be going for many takedowns in this fight. Why should he? He's the better guy on the feet. So I think Brenden Allen's going to win ultimately. So I think this is going to win the six strike battle. So yeah, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. You can check me out at betmma.tips champ bets. And yeah, that's my card. Quick little breakdown of this card since I'm not going to necessarily be here for like the week of the card. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and check out next time. Peace.